I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I am crazy excited to shoot this video today. Now, I have struggled for around a year now trying to get the audio in my videos to sound just right. It has involved a significant amount of money, time, and a very steep learning curve. Then I plug in the Blue Yeti back there to record some voiceover and it sounds fantastic without touching it. I guess that's the beauty of the USB mic. You just plug it in and go. You're all set. No adjustments to anything, no XLR inputs, no, well, the Focusrite Scarlett over there handling all that stuff. No, none of it. Just plug it in and go. It is quite literally the easiest way to start recording your voice. So today, we are going to be doing an epic face-off between two fairly recent entries into the recording equipment market. Boya, which has been around since 2007, and Thronmax, which came into Thronmax, which came into existence in 2009. While this does seem like a fair bit of time, when you compare it to companies like Blue, Rode, or Sennheiser, these two are pretty much newborns. I mean, Rode has been around for 54 years now. Sennheiser started in 1945, and the youngest of those three, Blue, started in 1995. Now that doesn't mean that a company can't come in and make an equally great product, and that's what we're going to be testing today. This is not only going to be a head-to-head between these closely priced mics, I will also be putting them up against the gold standard of USB microphones, the Blue Yeti, as well as the non-USB Rode NTG4, which I'm using for these videos. First, let's throw down the specs of each mic. They both have a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, a sample rate of 48 kHz, and 16-bit recording. They have headphone volume adjustment, gain adjustment, recording pattern selection, and a mute button. All pretty standard stuff here, and nothing stands out between the two. So if the features are the same, how about the looks? Now let's have a nice long chat about the styling for these two mics. But remember, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What I think looks great may look atrocious to you. For me, the Thronmax is the clear winner here. Other than the fact that the grill on this thing looks like Thanos' chin, it ticks all the boxes for me. An LCD display, even though it only shows gain amount and not active clipping like I hoped, it's got RGB on the bottom, metal construction with plastic used only when absolutely necessary. Now the Boya has all the same stuff on it, but it just looks a bit awkward. It's tall. Much taller than the Mdrill. Now this might actually be a benefit as it places the microphone more in line when you're looking at a screen. The Mdrill sits pretty low and it won't be able to grab your voice as easily. Will this have a major impact on audio quality? I'll let you be the judge of that later in the video. The Boya's tall legs do help if you plan on taking this on the road, as you can fold it up on itself. Just like, oh man, okay, those were really tight. Just like that. So let's put this off to the side here and focus on the Mdrill 1 Pro. Now, it's a weird name, but Thronmax has got the features to back it up. It's got a USB-C connection on the mic, RGB that isn't over the top, it just downfires a little bit of a glow, and an LCD that displays the volume and gain adjustments from the knobs on the back. And that's actually pretty helpful because you do end up, well, typically reaching around to adjust those, and it's nice to have something visually telling you where that's at. Now it comes with a USB-C for the mic portion to a USB-A connection, and it's kind of a bummer that they didn't include a USB-C to C cable as well, because that would definitely be beneficial when you are hooking this up to an Apple product. Specifically like what I have, the MacBook Pro here, where it's all USB-C connections. So I do have to use a hub or adapter, and that's not what's recommended. It's recommended you hook directly into your computer. So let's put this one to the side and let's go ahead and bring back the Boya. Now, what's really nice about the Boya is its connection. You actually get 3 cables, which is a micro USB to USB-A, a micro USB to USB-C, and surprisingly, a micro USB to Lightning cable. This means that you can connect this up to your phone and record away. Well, the downside to all that, the connection on the mic itself is micro USB. Seeing this updated to USB-C would have been a huge bonus to me, just to standardize all of your cables through all of your devices. Now let's bring these two together and just go over some of the finer details here. There's one thing on the Boya that maybe I'm nitpicking a little bit here, but it's just, I find it annoying when companies do this, when they don't take that extra effort. The buttons on it are just cheap feeling. Like when you rotate this, you can hear it grinding on there, which it's an obvious sign that they cut corners on that. It's not hard to add, you know, some nice resistance on there so it has a higher quality feel. And it's the same around the back. Now, in contrast, on the Mdrill from Thronmax, it's better. Not the greatest, but it's better. You can feel that there's a little bit of resistance on there. It's nice and smooth. The buttons that they have for your mute and for the different patterns for the mic are kind of recessed, and they just feel a little bit nicer. Now, if you flip these so you can see the bottoms, and I'll put a close-up on there, both of them have mounting options for the bigger thread. Is that 3/8? Whatever the bigger one is. But one unique thing about the Mdrill is that it does have a 1/4 inch mount in there as well, a 1/4 inch thread. So that's nice that you don't have to have an adapter to mount this. Now on the bottom, you do have a headphone jack on both of them. You also have your LED control on here, so you can switch between colors on the Mdrill, something that the Boya doesn't have. Not a deal breaker. RGB doesn't make it sound any better, but it is nice if you want to tie this in with your setup. That might be a consideration for you. But don't buy it off of that, buy it off of how it sounds. Now, Thronmax claims that the Mdrill has what they call Vertigain technology. It's supposed to give you the clearest mic pickup of all the mics out there in this class. I'm not sure if that is really going to work out. I think that's just a marketing term, because if you look closely inside here, you can see that it has the same grill, the same mesh on the inside as the Boya, and pretty much all mics in this category here. I don't really see the benefit of having these channels. It's not going to focus your voice in any better. At least not enough that you would be able to obviously tell a difference. Like, whoa, this has got Vertigain. You can tell right away. I don't think that's going to give this one the edge. But we will tell when we go ahead and test all these mics. And like I said before, I'll let you guys be the judge. Quick disclaimer here. I am not an audio expert. If you go back to some of my first videos a year ago, you will tell quite quickly that I am relatively new to all of this. But here's the deal. If you're watching this video to see which mic you want to get for your podcast, stream, or whatever the case, and these two are in your budget, you probably want something that sounds great out of the box. Just hook it up and go. That is the aim for today's video. Which of these two mics sounds best without any post-processing? So before we get to testing, I've got to go and grab the Blue Yeti back there from its usual position on my other desk, set it up here, that way we can test all of 3 of them, well, 4 of them including this one, at the same time. Okay, I've got everything set up. So I have the Boya, got the Thronmax, and the Blue right here, as well as right out of view here, the Rode NTG4. So what I'm gonna do is try to stay an equal distance from each of these and say a quick word from one of this channel's partners and the place that graciously provided these mics for testing, and that is Store 974. Okay, so up first is the Boya. And before I get started, I just wanna say, not great for the cable on this. The micro USB to USB-A cable and all the cables that it comes with, they're short. They're really short. And I mean, they're just the most basic cables you can ever get. When you compare that to what came with the Thronmax, which is a USB-C cable with a right angle and it's braided, it's got a nice cable tie on it. They just spent a little more attention to the fine details with this microphone. But again, like I said before, it all boils down to what sounds better. That will ultimately determine which microphone to go for. Are you trying to upgrade your 20-year-old keyboard? Do you want to create a sick custom loop in your next PC? Or maybe that broken headset needs an upgrade? If you are in Qatar, there is no better place to fulfill all of your gaming needs than Store 974. Head to Store 974 and use the code BartmansBits at checkout to support this channel. Are you trying to upgrade your 20-year-old keyboard? Do you want to create a sick custom loop in your next PC? Or maybe that broken headset needs an upgrade? If you are in Qatar, there is no better place to fulfill all of your gaming needs than Store 974. Head to store974.com and use the code BartmansBits at checkout to support this channel. Are you trying to upgrade your 20-year-old keyboard? Do you want to create a sick custom loop in your next PC? Or maybe that broken headset needs an upgrade? If you are in Qatar, there is no better place to fulfill all of your gaming needs than Store 974. Head to store974.com and use the code BartmansBits at checkout to help this channel. Are you trying to upgrade your 20-year-old keyboard? Do you want to create a sick custom loop in your next PC? Or maybe that broken headset needs an upgrade? If you are in Qatar, there is no better place to fulfill all of your gaming needs than Store 974. Head to Store 974 and use the code BartmansBits at checkout to support this channel. Okay, what'd you guys think? Let me know who you thought the winner was down in the comments. For me, based on all around everything from the aesthetics, the build quality, and the audio quality, I gotta give it to the Thronmax, the Mdrill 1 Pro. It's got a unique style with, again, I mean, you're either a fan or you're not of this Vertigain technology. I don't think it worked. I think it's just a marketing term that they use, but still, it does add a little bit of a unique look to it. It's got LEDs on the bottom, so you can change that RGB to match your setup. It's got that nice LCD on the front to show you your gain and volume adjustment, which does switch between green and blue, depending on which dial you're turning. Another nice feature. And the audio quality for me was pretty much on par, if not a little bit better than the Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti was more neutral all the way around. It didn't have a lot of bass, didn't have a lot of those tinny highs. It was just kind of neutral. You know, you could be going for that, especially if you're gonna do some post-processing. Well, that's your best option because it is so level. For me, the Boya actually didn't do so great on the highs. Like I've mentioned several times, this is just my opinion on how they sound. You can go by the audio that I recorded and make your judgment based off of that. In the end, since all of these are in the same price point, I would definitely give the Thronmax Mdrill 1 Pro my recommendation. Out of the two, I think that is a clear winner. If you think differently, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Love to hear your opinion. If you're in Qatar, you can head down to the description where you can find a link to Store 974. You can find both of these there. If you're not in Qatar, well, I will post links where you can find them on Amazon. Now that is an affiliate link, so clicking on it will contribute to this channel. As always, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.